Welcome back. So now I got the expected ROE by the analyst. I want to run this kind of regression one more time. So I copy everything and paste it over here. I don't need initial 3 columns, and I know that PB has to be my y-axis, xy, in this coordinate order, right? The thing is, there are a lot of missing values. 대웅, the analyst doesn't cover 신풍제약 or in Anmi science. These are not there. Okay, fine, interesting. The thing is, if I try to run a regression based on these missing values, let's see what happens. Y values and X values. Yeah, okay. X values and Y values. Going down to this one, then see what happens. Yeah, error message is popping up because there are a lot of missing values there. So I should do something about this missing values. Okay, what should I do? Drop it, delete it. Okay, so how do I do that? Well, sort it. Every now and then you just have to sort it based on ROE, ascending order, I say, and these guys, yeah, SK Bioscience, and delete it, right? Now you have about 38 different observations, and now we also want to check out if there is any extreme values that you want to Winsorize somehow. 1 or 2 values will be Winsorized because this is only 38 observations, right? And then, again, that's an art and science, I told you before. Now, ROE, these seem like clearly extreme values, and this one as well, right? So what? What should I do? I would replace 1 or 2, I said. Yeah. These, right? Winsorizing. And then this one as well, I will just Winsorize it with this other, right? With that in mind. Excuse me. And then PB ratio as well. I have to sort it and see if there is anything I have to Winsorize it. Sort it, and then this time PB ascending order, 40-ish and 0.9-ish. Not that much of a problem, I think. Okay. Previously, I was Winsorizing at a different level, don't you think so? And PB ratio, Winsorized, 40-ish. That was the borderline, right? So I say over here, yeah, 40-ish. I would just keep it over there. Let's see. And then first round, let me see a scatter plot. Okay. Like this, and then 추세선 추가, like this. It's again something flat, boring. So that's something you would expect. Again, even with the expected ROE, okay, I don't get any of these interesting results over here. If I delete this guy, or if I Winsorize this guy one more time, I would even get a negative coefficient, which does not make sense, right? So I would just keep it over here. I would not, PB ROE for this industry may not be that informative. Why is that the case? Why could that be the case, right? It's not that the relation between ROE and PB is invalid, but depending on the nature of the industry, maybe this industry ROE expectation is not that informative about PB because this is such a high growth company, high growth industry, right? So instead of PB, maybe growth rate will be a better explanatory variable. So what do I do? Well, for this purpose, I would download one more time the expected growth rate Okay, expected growth rate. You open up this data guide and then choose consensus, which is analyst expectation about the same companies, but the growth rates, right? 성장성. All right. Biotech, it's all about growth. So choose these two. Sales growth and then operating income growth. You may say, how about EPS growth? You're right. But the thing is, this is young company. What's the problem with this young tech company? Net income tends to be minus, bad, and even the operating income could be negative. And then that will not help us. And then negative 10%, let's say, net income, the negative $10 per share last year. And then let's say it's going to be negative $5 this year. What's the growth rate? When it comes to negative numbers, the growth rate calculation gets screwed up. Okay, is it halving, right? Or is it doubling, or what? And plus, last year the net income was minus $1, but this year's net income, it will be positive $1. What's the growth rate? We cannot calculate that thing. So negative EPS will be screwing up our results. And then operating income has similar concern because some of the companies will have huge negative operating income. So the operating income growth rate will not be that much informative. But I just as a fun, I will just download it. And most informative one may be the metric, right? It's like the sales growth rate, I guess, the expectation. Okay, you can argue, oh, that's a sales, not the income. Please, come on. But it's better than nothing, not there, I guess. So expected growth rate over the next year, submitted, right? So all these companies, 90-ish, right? So I would say these guys, 매출액증가율, and then this one, and I say bring these two, aggregating table over here, and then I would just paste it with numbers only, like this. Now what? All I need, I'm sure these are identical, and then G sales, G EBIT. Okay? Yeah. And then all I need is here. So I would insert one more sheet over here and paste the values like this. Now what? All I need is PB and then growth rates. Okay. Maybe I don't need this one. I will just paste it over here. And then PB over here, insert it. The thing is, we have missing values. So sort this guy. Data sorting by, mine has the labels. And then sales, growth rate, ascending order. Okay? So it's the percentage figure. And then missing values, I'm going to delete all of them. I don't need you. Bye-bye. And then, oh my God, 700%. Isn't that extreme? And then, like that. Oh, I should, this is a percentage figure, so I will do it like this. Okay. And then, 700 and 300. Clearly, these guys would be screwing up our picture. So I would say these, right? Windsorize, all these things, right? And then the other side, it's minus 80. We have plus 80-ish. So I would just keep it over there. Again, this is art and science, right? And then at somewhere. And then I would have to sort this guy again using PB ratios. Data sorting, and then PB ascending order, right? Going up and this 40-ish, we kept it over there. So okay, fine. Now what do I do? Well, with this ones, what? Oh, I should have brought those ticker symbols. So I should not have missed that one. But anyway, so these, okay, you see this, and let's see. I think, if you look at this growth rate and PB ratio, you see majority of them lining up over here, but we see a problem over here, right? These outliers may screw up our picture so that it will be like something flatter than actuality. Okay, so add a trend line over here. Yeah, not this, right? Like that. Still, it's okay. Okay, the thing is, yeah, positive coefficient, you see it, and then R squared is 0.046, almost to 5% or something. Am I happy with this? Happier than before, right? Not as bad. Fine. Okay, so based on this sales growth, what would I do? I say, let's see, I would do this is, I'm assigning a serial number of this observation. For this observation, serial number, before I run a regression. Okay, so I run a regression using data, and then 회귀 분석, and then yes, I say, what? No, I should have done this, and then X 회귀 분석. So this one, yes, and then okay, great. Now what do you have? Let me get back to this one. PB and then G sales expectation, right? I want to keep this guy. Maybe I should copy this one and then move it to here, okay, as a reference. Good. Now you see the coefficients and then these estimates. T statistic insignificant. Bad. For this purpose, I would have to drop those extreme observations. Okay, but these are the regression results. Okay, fine. So these coefficient is insignificant, so I'm concerned about that. So what do? I would say this guy, 40-ish guy, PB ratio being 40, and then this guy I would just drop it. Or what? Shall I Windsorize it? Let's see if I Windsorize this guy into what? The next highest one. So you Windsorize it. Yeah. Instead of doing that, why don't I just copy it, right? Copy it, and then number 2, and then Windsorize it. Okay, so that these two values are equal, right? I just massage the data like this. Okay, you see now the slope is bigger and then R squared is bigger. So I'm going to have a lot more significant results than before. Let's run a regression data, regress on these two guys and run it. And you see, and T statistic, now it's greater than 2. P-value is less than 5%. So we can safely reject the null hypothesis that, is it, Panollim kind of things, right? We can reject the null that the slope is 0, is positive. So it has some significant power, statistically significant power. The coefficients look like this. Now what? So this is the result, right? Now I want to identify which stocks are undervalued and which stocks are overvalued. Okay, how would I do that? Well, I would use the standard error of the regression result. Regression result. I'm rather happy over here, indeed, right? Honestly speaking, to show you some significant results. Oh my God, yes. The thing is, 표준오차, standard error is this one. Okay, 6, which means the residual. This is essentially this is the standard deviation of residuals. Okay, with some adjustments by the degrees of freedom, but roughly speaking, this is it. The standard deviation of residuals. What do you mean residuals? You see this regression line, and then the residual is the deviation of each observation from its predicted value. So for example, this dot over here, PB 39 and then 11.95, right, PB, right, over here. This one, according to this regression results, right, based on the growth rate of sales, right? Growth rate of sales being 39%, the expected PB ratio has to be on this dotted line over here. Okay, 추세선에 있어야 돼요. But the realized PB ratio is not there. It's above that. Okay, bigger than that. Now, that difference is called the residual. You know that, statistics regression 101, right? The residual. Okay. Now, how much is the deviation, or what's the standard deviation of this residual? How much dispersed are these dots staying away from this regression line? Okay, that's the measure called the standard error, and the standard error is 6.07 or roughly 6, which means in this graph, if I expand it, right, 6 the degree of magnitude of 6 is like 0 up until 5, 6, right? So 6 is this length. So one standard error is like from here to there, one standard error below. So the band, lower bound would be around here, parallel to this line. Okay, parallel to this one, 6 and below, like this. So if I draw a line of one standard error band, within this standard error band, all these things in the stocks are correctly priced or efficiently priced, I would say. Should I write a buy recommendation for these stocks? No, perhaps not, because it is within that one standard error range. Okay. How about above? One standard error above the mean will be like 12 over here, and then parallel line like this, right? So these stocks are within that one standard error bound. So I would not say anything about these stocks. I would say they are correctly priced, and then given their controlling for their growth rate, right? Sales growth rate, they're rationally priced. Okay, I would not. My recommendation would be just hold, neutral, hold. What about these stocks over here? Clearly, those will be above one standard error line. Should I insert one line somehow? Yes, a line. I would say one standard error line. 612. That's this line, right? Above it and below it. Come on. Yeah. So that's the idea. This one and another one is this one. Okay, roughly over here. So these are the confidence bound, I would say. These are the neutral range. Buy, hold, sell, hold it.
These are sell it. What's this stock, right? 25 and 0, or 0 to, and 25. That stock is this guy. Yeah. Aijin, sell it. And EOPLO, perhaps sell it. That's this guy, 82. Yeah. And then if you work with R codings or Python, you can show the label or the name of this company on that dot, right? So that's something you could do with your R technique. So if you are Citron Research kind of short selling reporters, right? Then you will start your analysis by identifying these companies like this and say, start to do the DCF valuation and then see if these guys are really confirming your idea. Short sell, short sell, short sell, is it correct? Some of them will be lying, like later on you will be saying, yeah, it's not short sell, but most of them you will be like, this deserves a short selling report. So that's how you narrow down the scope. Anyway, so that's analyzing based on the sales growth rate. What about EBIT growth rate for the same stocks? Yeah. Okay, I will just copy and move it. 복사본 만들기. Yes. I don't need this one. I don't need that one. Yeah. Either for this one. And then I will just stick it in. Like this. The thing is, we have several weird things going on. 흑전, 적지, 적자, 지속. Okay, so this one is a deficit minus operating income keeps on being there. So it's worthless. I mean, it's invalid to analyze these companies. That's what it means. 흑전 means like it's going to switch into black from red. So meaningless to work on the growth rate. In 적자 전환, it will be like switching back to red, okay, that kind of thing. So you have to drop those things. Anyway, so for this part, what do I do? Sort it again, and then ascending order. Yeah, keep it over there. 적자 전환 or whatever it may be, drop it, delete it, and for the remaining part, holy cow! Would you work with this one? I would say Windsorize it. Okay? Huge growth rate. But that's something you have to Windsorize. So Windsorize it. The benefit of Windsorizing is that you keep the statistical power of having the equal number of observations there. The power of the test is there. The drawback is that the actual value is not there. Okay, so so that's that. Anyway, so this is it, and serial number I would reassign it. Okay, I would do it this way. 38 observations. Okay, fine. Let's insert. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Yes. So I do what? Insert a regression line. Okay, like this. Oh, R squared is a lot higher and is positive, making sense, confirming our understanding that the growth rate should be positively correlated with the PB ratio. And then seems like it's gonna give us a stronger result. Good. So what? Over here, I run data. 배경분석, regression analysis, and I have to make sure this is Y, and then X until here, and then confirm. Fine. Now what? For this one, let me copy this guy and then bring it to this page over here. Okay, fine. Now, let's see. Coefficients and t-stat and p-value, right? Yes. Now, what do you see? Coefficient is positive, t-statistics is 2.23, p-value is 3% only. Very significant and positive. You're happy. Yes! And then intercept 3.79. Yeah, okay, fine. Very significant. Reject the null that the PB ratio average is 0. It's something positive. And then the slope coefficient is also reject the null, that the reject the null hypothesis that the slope is 0. Okay, fine, it is positive. You're happy. Okay, good. So it is positive. Now what? You want to identify those stocks with buy recommendation and sell recommendation. But what's the rule? Well, let's look at the standard error over here. Let's say that's a 4.19. Okay, 4.19. That's about 4.19, 4-ish, like this, right? So the magnitude, I would be, not this one, 서식. Line, 2 lines, one more line, and then one more line. Yes, I will do it over here. Good. So band, I can construct it in a parallel fashion from here. And then, so the coefficient, that's 3.79. 4-ish will be like this. Okay, parallel. And then the parallel, it's not parallel. Like this. And then 4 plus, like this. Will be somewhere here. Okay, visually speaking, kind of strange. Visually telling you, whatever is within this band, they are correctly priced. We could say it. Neutral, buy, hold, sell, hold it, don't move. But something on this line, I would say just neutral. Okay, but whatever is below this line, clearly below, like this, I would say buy recommendation. What stock is that? 118.68 and 2.4. So if you go back over here, 2.41, is that right? Is that this guy? Yeah, 2.41, 118.268. Yeah, this one, 대웅지역. So this one seems like deeply undervalued. Oh, today, shall I buy this one? It's before 3 o'clock. Maybe I should buy this. It's not a stock recommendation. It's your responsibility. I don't take that responsibility, but it seems like it is undervalued considering the potential growth rate of operating earnings. How much of an upward potential up until here or somewhere around here? Slightly, okay? It will go up. So it seems like it's a good buy. Okay, 대웅제약. How about this guy? Sell recommendation, I would say, right? Its growth rate expectation is very high, 120%. Great. A great potential, great growth potential. That's good. But does that mean that it deserves this high PB ratio of 22.95, as you see? What is that stock? 118, 20, that's this one. 알테오젠. So it makes me wonder. You see a strange pattern over here. This one I said buy, that one I say sell. Even though they have, I Windsorized it so that this PB ratio is kind of misleading. But you see the difference story here, right? PB ratio is the key, and the 대웅제약 PB ratio is too low, whereas 알테오젠's PB ratio is too high. Something must be going on about these two companies. So that's what I'm concerned about.
So you start to do, if you want to do a biotech company's DCF analysis, you start your analysis with this one or that one or other companies in this area, okay, or that area, not with these guys. Okay, that's how we delve into. And you are going to do similar things for Kakao Bank. What's the industry competitor? It's up to you. Is it a bank? Is it a securities house, investment bank? Is it an insurance company? Is it tech company? Is it a construction company? Who knows? Okay, is Naver their competitors or not? It's subjectively you have to determine, right? Oh, that's subjective. That's inferior. That's bullshitting. No, that's complete accountant approach. Please. You have your flexibility. Open up your mind. Okay? And then the thing is, the industry competitors changes. Okay? Because this is an era that merges. Everything is fusing. Okay? The fusion. Okay? So your competitors can come from anywhere. Toyota's competitors is Google, they say. Why can't we compare Toyota versus Google? Go ahead and do it. Okay? Here I showed you with one specific industry. Okay? Biotech company. What is convenient for data guide is that it gives you this industry classification fixed by them. That's a convenient part, but don't fall complacent because of this convenience, okay? You can open up your scope into all different all different companies, and then 300 different companies, regardless of the industries they classified, right? It's up to you, 100 or 300 or whatever. It's up to you. Your creativity matters there. Kospi, Kostak, whatever, right? Go ahead and explore yourself. Have some fun. Not just some fun. Tons of fun, right? It's supposed to be fun anyway. And then you do multiples of this regression analysis like this and set up your bound, right? Upper bound and lower bound using this kind of analysis, right? And then tell me whether Kakao Bank is a good buy or a good sell or something to hold on to. Okay? So that's pretty much it. And from here, you are on your own. Good luck. Have some fun. Bye-bye.